Miracle! Jesus has multiplied the fish and the loaves.
No, my son. I've merely stolen it from that village over there. It's called wealth redistribution. Pretty sweet, huh?
Johnny, we're delving into an area that the Ask Johnny channel has shied away from for years. Chemtrails. Yeah, chemtrails. Yeah, that's right, Johnny. We swore we'd never go down the path of contrails, but here we are. What have you found out, Johnny? Is it a bloody conspiracy theory where we're all being poisoned? Now, after doing some research on this, Johnny, I'm still not bloody convinced that all these contrails you see in the sky, yeah, that sort of shit, is not just vapour trails left from aircraft circling around waiting to land. So are you saying that, and this bloke here, he seems to be knowing what he's talking about.
Followers, it's about time that I make a video about these mysterious chemtrails. What are they, and especially where do you see them? So let's get started.
Well, he's dressed like a pilot, Johnny. He must know what he's talking about.
And it's said that this chemical is being spread out to either manage solar radiation, psychological manipulation, human population control, weather modification, or chemical warfare. At least that's what I found out about it on the internet. To make matters worse, it causes illnesses and other health problems. And you're saying this is all coming out of the back of my plane? This seems very superstitious if you ask me. We never had to sign a document during cockpit preparation stating 20 tons of chemicals have now been loaded and are ready for disposal.
Right, so he's swearing black and blue. Basically, he's not spraying out any bloody chemical. And my main argument has long been, Johnny, that pilots are not going to sign up to here just while you're flying around, spray all this shit out of your plane that weighs about fucking 2 ton. It'd never happen. Oh, Johnny, I don't know.
I think there actually is some science behind chemtrails. It's just something that happens naturally when jets fly over, though. They're not like dumping barrels of chemicals outside at, 50,000 feet. Or are they?
So that got me thinking, Johnny, well, what's going on there now? What are the planes flying around up there dumping something? Right. And I found out that it could be cloud seeding. Cloud seeding. Johnny, I've heard of this. I've heard of it. Yeah, cloud seeding. Now, it disturbingly seems that more and more countries are getting up there. They're saying we're not getting enough water or all this sort of bloody bullshit. And they're taking it upon themselves to go up there and fly around and spray out this silver bloody sulfate shit.
Cloud seeding. Could this little trailer help save the drought-stricken West by bringing more rain and snow to the region? That's what these engineers think. They've parked the trailer up here in the mountains of Colorado in hopes of changing the weather. And there's dozens of them just like this in use right now.
In China, they're waging war on the weather. A drought so severe, they're firing rockets into the sky to make it rain. The practice is known as cloud seeding. Drones and rockets are used to sow silver iodide into the clouds.
And it somehow tricks the clouds, the poor old clouds. It somehow tricks them into believing they've got more water in them than what they reckon.
Climate engineering activist and campaigner who's been researching this for many years. His name's Ian Simpson, and he joins me now. Ian, welcome to the show. It's lovely to have you here. Is that a manufactured state? Is that something that they are doing, or could that just be a fluke of the weather for this particular time of year?
No. Absolutely. Pretty much all weather is now manufactured, and I do accept that we use the term they because people like your audience and myself and others who are aware of all these things, we understand what that means. And again, some people attack it, but I think it's a valid term. All weather is manufactured now. 100% on a daily basis all over the world.
And apparently, Johnny, this has been going on since the bloody 1940s. But Jesus, yeah, they've been fucking around with the weather. Who would have guessed?
So now some countries are trying to tackle it artificially, like the United Arab Emirates. The UAE is turning to cloud seeding for artificial rain as demand for water shoots up, particularly in the Gulf nation. Take a look.
So, Johnny, all these countries that are getting around cloud seeding, they're all sending up this bloody silver shit into the atmosphere. Isn't that going to be harmful? If everybody begins cloud seeding, they all want to fuck about with the weather. Well, we want a bit more rain and we don't want a bit more rain here and we want this and that. Won't that fuck up the whole bloody circular bloody world weather patterns after a while?
A twin-turbo prop aircraft takes off under the burning desert sun. Attached to its wings are salt canisters. On ground, officials scan weather maps. They are looking for cloud formations on their computer screens.
And I find all that, Johnny, just as or almost as disturbing as the bloody theory that the jets are pumping out some sort of a fucking mind-altering chemical. Well, who would know these days, for Christ's sake? And Johnny, has anybody done a study on the long-term effects of putting that silver shit over and over and over into the atmosphere, and is it floating down on us and doing all that sort of stuff? Are we breathing in silver bloody whatever it is?
Used to sow silver iodide into the clouds.
So sum it up for us, Johnny, come on. I think more people have got to be made aware of it, Johnny. Yeah, by Jesus. People have got to decide, Johnny, if they really want just government authorities, these secretive authorities, just fucking around with our weather, willy-nilly. Or are we going to get down to the bloody track 20 years or so and scientists, so-called scientists who are supposed to be looking after us, they're going to come out and say, oh yes, the overseeding of the clouds has caused a major disruption to world weather patterns, yes. Is that what they're going to say?